All right, Yolanda, there's nothing like being in the green room. Although there's nothing green on your side, there ain't nothing green going on over there. But we're matching. Hey, my wife's gonna be like, hey, y'all must have set that up, which is really cool.
But we didn't. They won't know, will they?
They won't know at all. So we've already sent your bio out. It's so exhaustive. I mean, I'd be sitting here reading this thing the whole show. So if I can I step back and just between you and I and a few people who are eavesdropping on our conversation, can you take a moment and tell them who is Yolanda M. Smith and what are you up to these days?
I'd be delighted. Thank you. Thank the audience for being out there. I know my tribe is out there. They said they were going to be in full effect. I'm trusting that you're in the building. Thank you, Happy Preneur Show, for having me on. I watch you, and to be on the other side of the seat is so exciting. I've been up to a lot. It's called personal branding, and I know people say brand this, brand that, brand whatever. What is a personal brand? And I've been helping people be credible, be authentic, go get money, get the promotions, and get the clients that they need because they can build a strong brand signature that will yield the reward. That's what I've been up to. So, just helping people to achieve the rewards they want with their reputation.
Yeah, I love that. And for this particular episode, what can people expect from you on this episode? What are we going to be talking about, just to give them some flavor? What we'll be talking about later on.
Yes. So what I want to talk about tonight is really go over the 5 basics in personal branding. It's one of those things that people hear about, but not many know how to do it. So I want to empower our entrepreneurs out in the audience, our solopreneurs, our corporate professionals that decided to join in to really understand what it means to have a personal brand, why it's important, and what benefits you can get from having a personal brand, as well as what are the consequences of not having one. So when you leave today, you will have a high-level overview of why a brand is important and how you can get started and stay in action.
Get started, stay in action. Take a moment if you will. And let's just slow down and then we'll speed up. We're in the green room. And these are very challenging times. We're in uncharted waters. A lot of folks are going through things, myself and maybe others, that never gone through before. What type of conversation are you having with your colleagues about just mindset? I know we get into branding. You're going to get into that.
Yeah.
The 5 pillars of branding. I get that. You mentioned you're going to talk about how they can look good. People can understand how great they are. But what conversation are you having with your colleagues just about how to stay focused during times like these?
Well, really what I'm telling them is that this is the perfect opportunity to refresh your brand. This is the opportunity for you to not get back to normal, but to get to better. This is an opportunity to not be complacent, but get into your power zone and do things. If you've ever wanted to do it, you were a little shy about doing it, a little fearful about doing it. The Lord has set us down. Now is the time to do that. And so I'm empowering people to get into action so that you can be prepared. So when the floodgates open up and it's time to get back out there in the mix, you can decide where you're going and how you're going to pivot and what it is you're going to do that's going to bring the reward to your life that you choose to have. I mean, those are the conversations, and it's amazing because I've been busy because people are wanting to have these conversations right now.
That's thank you so much for sharing. I certainly appreciate it. And how have you been able to stay busy during the day? How's your life changed? I know we're gonna get started. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get started in just a moment, but we're behind the scenes. What does a typical day look like for you now versus maybe what it used to look like for you maybe a couple of weeks ago?
Well, certainly I'm working from home. So like most people, I'm working from home right now. I am still a parallel-prenuer. So I do have a corporate job by day and I do my personal branding. We're trying to split that and transfer it so that there can be a focus more in this arena. But certainly a day for me is juggling many things. I have children. I have a husband. I have my mom living with me. I have a corporate job that I need to respect and give my due diligence to and still be able to take care of my clients and continue to do the work that I'm passionate about doing. And that's helping others.
Well, she's really kicking it. I can't wait to find out what she's doing from just the perspective, and this will be very interesting, just the perspective of time management. There's a lot of stuff you're juggling there. So maybe
That's right.
if we get time, we'll ask us what is one of her time management secrets. We got to figure this thing out. She's juggling all these things. With that being said, I love to stay in the green room. This is where it starts, but we got to talk about personal branding. We got to talk about making money. We got to talk about the 5 pillars. We got to talk about mastering branding, the book that you got out. We got a lot, so we got to show. So for everyone out there, Taria Avant, she's a bad sister, man. You got to connect with her. She's bad to the bone. D. Bowden, Carol, Mike, Sam, all of you who are watching, it's showtime. We got to get going in 5. We got to get going 4, but I love this. 3, 2, 1. We've got a show.
Let's
We'll see y'all
go.
in just a second. That's the promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. Yeah.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources, doesn't it take resources necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I believe you have 3 visions, by the way. I believe first, you have a vision for yourself, the way you want to live, the organic food that you want to buy. I know that's important for some of you. The car that you want to drive, right? It takes resources, which means it takes revenue. And then some of you have vision number 2. You have vision number 2. You have a vision for your loved ones, the kids you want to send to a school of your choice. We were having a conversation in the green room. She says she takes care and has Mother Dear living with her. Mother Dear lives with me, doesn't live with me, but I see Mother Dear. I go over there and I can deliver groceries to her door. I can make sure she has a check that she can order, and she knows how to order now online, okay? She's an online shopper master, okay? I'm like, stay out of online. But it feels good, and maybe that's like you. You write a check for someone's healthcare insurance. So you need resources. That means you need revenue. And then I believe you have a third vision. I believe you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. And I want you to imagine that you're Noah. And I happen to be a believer. You don't have to be a believer. But imagine you're Noah and you're in the Bible. And you have this vision. And you're ready to go. And you're showing up. And you get this knock. Excuse me, Noah. Pardon me, sir. Just want to let you know there's no hammers. We have no hammers in the house. Noah said, no worries. No hammers, we're cool. No worries. What excuse me. Assuming, Noah, sorry to report to you. We have no nails. There's no hammer and there's no nails here. No hammer, no nails. Rule number 1, never panic. What's going on now? I know you might want to panic. We've got one last report. There's no wood, so we have no wood, and we have no people to put the boat together. No team. Good luck on your mission. And maybe that's you right now. You've got the purpose. You've got the passion. God's giving you the experience. He's giving you the expertise on whoever you believe in, but nobody knows who you are. They don't even understand what you represent in your message or your core values. So this morning, this evening, this afternoon, no matter what time it is for you, the one and only Yolanda M. Smith is here to talk to you about how to master. We talk about mastering your personal branding. What's up, Yolanda M. Smith? How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Well, it's an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to be on this side of it. And for everyone that's tuned in right now, like Archie Johnson, Linda Hembry, Dr. Tanisha, what's up? Linda Hembry, you bring out the all-stars. Kevin Williams, my man, Tanya, Dr. Tisha, was one's Dr. Talisha and the other is Dr. Tisha. Thanks for joining, by the way. All of you are tuned in right now. So many other folks. They probably want to know before we get started, like, how did you get involved and become an expert in this personal branding space?
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Sometimes we just got to give us the provision even when we don't have the vision, right? And so for me, I had a passion for helping young girls, helping them to really have the tools and resources they needed to navigate through the tough teen years. And so I was a chair of a nonprofit called Girls Talk that my girlfriend Sonia Cook founded. And we were working with the ladies, and I ended up developing a workshop on personal branding. So I started to do research and more research and more research. And lo and behold, the parents started attending the session and saying, you need this for the grown folk. The adults need this. We don't have this type of information. So as I continued to study and research, I realized that there was something here and there was a missing link because me personally, going through corporate America, I did not have a mentor, a coach, or a sponsor until I was mid-career. And that was to me unheard of. And so think about how further I could have went faster just having some of these things in my place and having a positive brand that was cultivated and intentional. And so with that, I started to really study, facilitate master classes, speak across the country, work with organizations. And here I am today on the Shay Brown Show. So look, it's all good, right? It's like being here with Oprah or Ellen. What can you say?
All good. It's all good. It's all good. And then tell me if you just scoot a little bit to your right so you don't fall off the camera. Just a little bit to your right. There you go. There you go. That's perfect. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. She ain't leaving. She ain't going nowhere. You know, the one and only Linda Clemens is out there watching. She's got to make sure you're straight, by the way. Michaela Johnson's out there. Rosalind Schaefer is out there. Morella from Australia is in the house. They're tuning in. And they've got to want to know, what is personal branding? At least, what is your definition? What is your perspective of it?
Right. Personal branding is really how you show up and how you add values to others. It's really, at the end of the day, what people say about you when you leave the room, not when you're in the room. And so when you think about the image, the reputation, all of that is important, but it's really about the relationship that other people have with you. It's your promise to them. And that's where I think we get very confused, because personal branding really is not about you as the individual. It's about you and the value that you can provide to other people. Because if other people feel like they know you and they connect with you, then those are the people that will promote you, sponsor you, nominate you, marry you, loan you money. So it's really how you're able to define yourself in a way that comes off as credible, relevant, and trustworthy. So in a nutshell, it's really what you're going to offer to the world, and you have to know what that is.
It's your promise to the world, and your promise to the world. Now you're going to talk about, I know, the 5 pillars a little bit about personal branding. But first, for those folks that are out there, one of the things that we believe in here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show, I want to stay at the top of the hour, is we believe in serve, plus give value. Serve, plus give value. Do me a favor. Yolanda's okay with this, I'm sure. Hit the share button. You can pay this message forward to your community. You can bless another entrepreneur. You can bless another dualpreneur. You can bless someone that's sitting there right now, and they're trying to figure this whole branding thing out. They're trying to make sure people understand who they are and be able to connect, because they know they can help them, but something's holding them back. Is for some reason people don't see them or feel them or hear them the way they hear themselves. So hit the share button, and once you hit that share button, what's up, Robert? Once you hit that share button, I want you to say these words. Just put serve, give value. And that's what the Happy Entrepreneur Show is all about. Take a moment and talk about a little bit about being authentic and how being authentic really factors into your personal brand. Because sometimes I know we want to try to mimic. I know when I first started, I used to mimic my coach word for word. Like, I was a parent for 2 years. Whatever he said, I said, right? And I try to talk like him, move like him. And I said, well, it works for him. And it took many years for me to kind of just who I am. So my question is, talk a little bit about being authentic and how that really factors into your personal brand.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to detour 1 second and just say this to the entrepreneurs out there because this is critical. I just read an article not too long ago that cited a study that basically said that freelance workers are growing at a rate that's 3 times faster than the overall workforce. That's huge. And why is that huge to you? That's huge because that means competition is coming. So that makes it even that much more important for you to really be able to have your brand. And being authentic is a part of that because at the end of the day, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And somebody can spot a fake person quick, fast, and in a hurry. And if you think about it, we oftentimes may meet somebody when we first, let's say, date them or whatever, and we might embellish a little bit or exaggerate a little bit. They come over your apartment maybe a little bit better than what it normally is on a day-to-day basis. And in a small dose, that's not that big of a deal. But if you continue that sort of persona, if you will, that is not you, then what you end up doing is you create somebody that you're not. And one of the things that we know is that if you're operating in your realm of yourself, your true self, your authentic self, you're more productive, you're more happier, and you really connect with people on a whole different level. We're not talking about, hey, how you doing? Take the business card. We're talking about really having a conversation and cultivating a relationship. And so the days are somewhat gone of the code switching. That's when you had to assimilate just to get along. That's when you had to really, and it started, when you would visit other countries, like they say, when in Rome, do like the Romans. But the truth of the matter is that for us to be the person we can be and have our true brand and authenticity. And so that's why it's important so that you can connect on a level that is so meaningful that it can bring you clients, it can bring you customers, it can help your thought leadership, your expertise, and put you in a position where you can really be head and shoulders above the rest. I mean, a competitive advantage for real. So with a competitive advantage, you can imagine then comes the money and the other things that are associated with having a positive personal brand and being able to make powerful connections. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. 100% makes a lot of sense, and I'm hearing it
Yeah.
loud and clear.
Yes.
Thanks for talking a little slow. They said the mic's kind of vibrating a little bit, so I'm glad you talk slow and not as fast as I talk, so they can pick it up. So thank you so much. That's rocking.
I thought I went pretty fast, actually, but not as fast as you, Jay. We know, we already know, we know.
Um, as you talk about branding, take a moment, if you will, and talk about what are some of the mistakes, and let's just call them common mistakes, because I don't think people make them purposely. That
Right.
entrepreneurs make, although they have a big heart, although they want to serve, but they still make these mistakes from a branding perspective, and it kind of holds their business back.
So there's a couple, and I'll just go over a few of them. But certainly the number one mistake is thinking that personal branding doesn't pertain to you. That's the biggest mistake we can make. Sometimes we think it's for people in Hollywood and people who want to be famous, and they're the ones that need the personal brand. But that's absolutely not true. I'm a brand. You're a brand. We're all a brand. The question is are you managing your brand intentionally, or are you just allowing it to organically grow? And that's where the risk comes, because at the end of the day, if you are not telling your story, then someone else may be telling it for you. The second mistake is being someone you're not. And we touched on that a little bit with the authenticity. But really, at the end of the day, nobody wants to be in a relationship, hire, or do business with a fake person. And there's only one of you, so the other person's already taken. So be your own original self. That's important. The third thing I would say is really creating brand confusion. Who you represent, maybe online and offline, don't match. And when you create brand confusion and you create confusion amongst your clients and your customers, always remember, confused people don't buy, period. They don't buy. So if they're not sure what your value is to them, if they're not clear on what you're offering them, if they are unclear about what you represent and the outcome that they can expect to achieve from you, particularly if you're offering a service versus a product, then 9 times out of 10, they won't tell you they won't fool with you. They just won't do it. And then I'll give you one more. And one more is really waiting until it's too late waiting until you're in a crisis to decide to cultivate your personal brand. What I would share with you is that if you think about it, you go to the dentist recommends that you brush your teeth twice a day. If you don't brush your teeth twice a day and you get gum disease and you have cavities, then you're giving him a bigger job to fix. So if you come to me after you've already been in a crisis and you haven't been proactive about putting your brand in place and mastering that brand signature that you took the time, that you should have developed, then we've got a lot of work to do. It's not impossible, but then it becomes one of those situations where you're behind the eight ball and you're in reactive mode versus proactive mode. So those are a couple of them. I mean, in the book, I probably talk about maybe 10 or so, but those are four of the most common pitfalls that we see. But most importantly, really thinking a personal brand doesn't pertain to you. We all need a personal brand. You need to be the CEO of your brand. Just like you're the CEO of that business that you're building, that business that you're cultivating, you need to be that. And it's important for one reason more than any other is that as you're building a business, think about this. If your business doesn't have a name, your business doesn't have any trustworthiness or credibility to it because it's new, they're looking to you for that. So you've got to have that powerful brand to represent the business so that you can attract the clients.
I like the powerful brand so that you attract the clients that you're looking for. So powerful. How do you develop a personal brand?
So there's a couple ways that you really can go about it. I have 5 basic steps that I feel like are very important to a personal brand, and they're practical, simple steps that you can do. I mean, the first step really is understanding that personal branding is a requirement, not an option. I mean, in today's digital world, and as we want to be leaders and we want to be influencers in the world, we have to understand that it's a requirement. We live in a competitive environment, and right now everything's at your fingertips, just a button away. That's number one. You got to know that it's a requirement and believe that and be committed to doing the work. Number 2 is you must be authentic. You got to know yourself, really know yourself, so that then who you represent to others is who you really are, and therefore you can build meaningful relationships, because at the end of the day, people buy from people they like. People do business with people they care for and people they trust. So building that credibility is key. Number 3, when you think about it, you have to take stock right now and say, let me assess my brand and where it is today. That's step 3. Assess where you are today so that you know what it is that you need to work on and develop so that you can cultivate the most powerful brand possible to get you the rewards that you desire. So you would take a brand assessment. Number 4 is then you start to really cultivate what that brand story looks like. Because at the end of the day, if you do not tell your story, somebody else will tell it for you. And then once you do that, you've got your $1 million minute, as my mentor Linda Clemens says. I love that. You create your brand statement, right? And then it can roll off your tongue. People know what you are. It's relevant, it's memorable, and it's attention getting. And then the 5th one is you got to master that brand. You have put the energy into developing it. Now you've got to stay in action and cultivate it. That means having a social presence, making sure that your digital footprint is positive, being in relationship with people, cultivating, staying relevant, staying active, and continuing to get out there and help others as well to do what you're doing. So part of it is you got to pay it back. We put the pour in, you pour out.
You pour it in, you pour it out. I can't wait. I know we're going to talk about the book coming up. I'm looking forward to talking about the book, but you keep using the phrase brand signature versus personal brand. And so I'm like to believe that there's this distinction that is not clear to me, and maybe I'm the only one, and it may not be clear to someone else out there watching as well. So can you take a moment and talk about why you always say brand signature versus personal brand?
Because brand signature is what I have coined it to be. because if you think about a personal brand, that can be a very generic term, sort of like tissue, Kleenex is to tissue, right? When you think about a brand signature, that is yours and uniquely yours, and it belongs to you. So when you put that level of footprint on it and it becomes yours, then it is no longer just a personal brand, it is your brand signature and what you represent to the world today and in the future. That's the difference.
Ah, okay. Tell us about this book that you wrote. Before you do that, can you talk about a personal brand and how a personal brand can get you through a reputation crisis? And maybe you can give us an example.
Well, if you have it in place before the crisis occurs, then it's like having the foundation for the house before, the storm comes, right? Um, a crisis management, it's not if a crisis occurs, it's when it occurs and you want to be ready. And a strong personal brand will allow you to be able to weather that storm. As you know, as you go through life, many things happen. And the truth of the matter is that we all are not, we have people out there that don't cheerlead for us, to put it succinctly. Not everybody is our fan and things happen. So whether it's online or offline, you have haters, things will happen. You will find yourself upside down, maybe at work, at odds with with a coworker, a friend, or someone online that's an influencer. The key is that when that happens, you just have to have a strategy in place and a plan in place to be able to deal with it. But I can tell you from a personal testament of my own that having that powerful personal brand can get you through the storm. It will save you when things go really crazy, because at the end of the day, you have the confidence and the belief in yourself and you know who you are. So as others try to tear that down, you can sustain and weather the storm knowing emphatically who you are. That's one of the things a brand signature will give you. You will come out and know exactly who you are and what you represent and what that value looks like to others.
Oh, I love it. That's so powerful. I know that you've written this book. I don't know if you have a copy of it near you or you can show us. Of course
Yeah.
you do. I mean, why wouldn't you have a copy of the book? So let's show a copy of the book. Let me put this on here. So take a moment and tell them the name of the book is Reputation to Reward, and what's the
That's
subtitle?
right. Mastering your brand signature to earn more, lead more, and win more.
Why did you write the book?
I wrote the book because I felt like it was really important to shout it from the mountaintops what a lot of people don't know. Again, whether you're in corporate America, you are a solopreneur, you're an entrepreneur, there's things that people just don't tell you. And part of that is how to cultivate that brand so that you can have the success and joy that you desire in life. And so I wrote this book. It's not a very big book. It's very practical. It gives you literally the 5 basic steps that I talked about, but it takes you even through exercises to dig deep and really understand not only who you are, but you can uncover and identify what your passions are, what your values are, what differentiates you, because your value proposition needs to be unique and unique to you so that you can stand out. And that is really powerful. And you need to be recognized for your expertise. So it helps you to articulate that value to others, really live authentically and stand out. And in this book, Reputation to Reward, I take you through the steps along with my journey on how to accomplish that. So that's what this book is about. And I'm really excited.
I can tell you're super excited about it. What's one of your favorite stories or example in the book that you would like to share with us?
So I actually start the first chapter off with a very unique situation that I had several years ago. Back in 2009, I was on a team that was actually charged with employee engagement. And one day we were in a room doing some brainstorming, and in walks the CEO. The CEO walks in and he's introducing himself and acknowledging other people that he apparently already knew. He gets to me and says, I don't think we've met. I said, no, my name is Yolanda, and I'm pleased to meet you. He said, Yolanda, tell me a little bit about yourself. And I did this. I said, I'm a consultant over in medical and health edu. And then I froze, and then I chuckled. And he looked at me, and I said, well, I'm just, and he said, it was so nice to meet you. And he moved along. And at that very moment, I knew I had blew a great opportunity to be able to share with someone the value that I brought to that organization. And to this day, I mean, it haunted me for years because every time I would see that CEO, it would be like we were meeting for the first time. So I obviously was not memorable, or if I was, he did not want to embarrass me by making me remember that moment that we met. So no matter how you slice it, it just was something that stuck with me. And I knew right then, I said, you didn't have a brand. You couldn't tell him what it is that you do. And what you do is not your job title. That's not who you are. That's not who you are, you know? And that's what we have to get people to understand. We have to be able to open up and be willing to be our authentic selves and share with people who we are so that they can truly connect with us.
That is so funny, but yet powerful, and certainly very memorable. So thank you so much for being authentic. For folks that want to get the book, that are watching, they're like, wow, you showed the book. You talked about mastering your personal brand. But Shay, before you go on, can you slow down and have her tell us, like, where can we find this book? So take a moment and tell them where they can get the book and who the book is for. Is the book just for entrepreneurs? Is it just for professionals? So take a moment. It's a two-part question. Number one, who is the book for? And number two, where can they find the book and go get the book?
So the beauty about Reputation to Reward is that this book is actually written for corporate professionals to entrepreneurs and anyone in between who is really looking to get a personal brand that will yield them joy and success in their lives, because they then can have influence and power and then be able to achieve the promotions, get the clients they want. It attracts, it's the law of attraction to build that credibility, to have a statement about your life. The book is actually, tonight I'm doing a special, because if you go to my website and buy the book, then I will also send you the workbook that I have that goes with this, so that you can work through some of the steps within the book in a manner that's a little bit deeper than what the book just offers. So you can get it on my website. That is at branding4success, branding4success.com, and go to the product section and it's there. And I will be looking for the next 48 hours, and whoever purchases this book within the next 48 hours will get the free workbook that I'm offering as a companion to this book. So that's what I'm offering you. Again, that's branding4success.com.
Branding4success.com. Is that what I heard?
So it's branding for success, but it's the number 4.
Aha.
Yes. Branding4success.com.
I love it. Oh, this is okay. This is super, super cool. You know, one of the mantras that we have here is we have this mantra. It's one of our core values as you talk about branding. One of our core values is today is my January 1st. And today is my January 1st. For those folks that know what today is my January 1st is, you can go ahead and look below the video and you can write those words. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks that are hearing it for the very, very first time, today is my January 1st represents one of those moments. And there's probably 1,000 moments throughout a day where you get to make a decision, and that decision can forever change the trajectory of your life. So you make a decision that you're going to work out maybe while you're home, or sit back and you're going to watch Netflix, binge watch. Or you make a decision you're going to have hamburgers and French fries tonight with a little ketchup and mustard and hot sauce. Come on, somebody. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or you make a decision that you're going to go over and you're going to open up your refrigerator and grab some kale. I'll have some of that. Grab some broccoli. I'll have some of that. Maybe grab some spinach. And it's a decision. So it's a moment. There's a new start. When you hear those words, Yolanda M. Smith, today is my January 1st, what goes through your mind? What do you hear?
What I hear is life is short. Why waste it being miserable, being stuck, being in a situation where you feel undervalued, underappreciated, don't have the clients you want, don't have the customers you want to get a fresh start. And a brand can give you that fresh start. And what I say to people is, regardless of the brand, when you think about your life, get up and do something for you. Stay in action so that you can take yourself from, a place where you're in your comfort zone to your power zone. Get in action. So for me, I made a decision in November to get in action about some things, and my book is out now. I made the decision in November to write that book. My course is coming out in 30 days. Get in action and do something. One of the things I remember watching The Pursuit of Happiness, and that movie that Will Smith was in, and he did the story. And I can't remember his name now, the man's actual name, but one of the things he said was, baby steps count. So as you grow your business, as you think about developing and cultivating, whatever your dreams and your goals are, get in action. And somebody said stages are better than goals. I heard it. Stages are better than goals.
I love it.
Who said that?
She's watching now. Trust me, I'm sure out there right now in TV land, or I call it on those through the power of those fiber optic lines right now, and they're watching. Trust me. My question to you is, people are writing right now. They're excited. Like, today is my January 1st. I'm gonna get my brand together. Yep. Today is my January 1st. I'm gonna let people know who I am. This is it. This is my year. This is my moment. Yep. This is my time. Yep. Just like they were back on December 31st, after a couple of drinks, by the way, on the back of a napkin. They were writing down their New Year's resolutions. And I don't know if you know this, but January 17th is National Ditch Your Resolution Day. You can go Google that. It's a day that they've declared National Ditch Your Resolution. My question to you is, as you're talking to your clients, and maybe even principles you're applying to yourself, how do you share with folks to be consistent? You heard consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do we all struggle with? My hand is raised. Consistency. So how do you hashtag stay the course?
Part of that is a couple things. Having accountability partners is key. Somebody that can hold you accountable. But the other piece to that too is, how bad do you really want it? I ask people that all the time. How bad do you really want it? Because we seem to be able to do the things that we truly want to do. And if it really is important to you, you have to invest in yourself just like you invest in other people. So understanding that, part of that is, I write, I journal, I write things, I hold myself accountable. I have my kids hold me accountable. I think it's important that you know what you're striving for, and you can work backwards and know what you have to do every day, every week, every month to get to the goal line. But then I have to ask you, dig deep. Do you really want it, or are you just saying you want it? Because if you really, really want it, you won't allow anything to get in your way. I just feel like right now, no mountain can come this way. I'm going through it, over it, around it, or something. But we got things we got to do. We got to get the message out. We got to help people to be able to unleash this power of personal branding to achieve joy and success in their lives. You deserve it. You deserve it. Absolutely.
You deserve it. Absolutely. Well, Daryl Miller is out there cheering for you. Archie Johnson says, I'm so proud of you, Yolanda. Harriet McPherson says, love the book. The book is great. You got to tell us where to get the book once again, by the way. Tasha's out there right now, said Reputation to Reward by Yolanda Smith on Amazon. It's a great book to get right now. So folks are saying it's a good book. They've looked at it. They've read it. And so it's good. So we're going to encourage everybody to give them the website once again to go to get the book, and also to connect with you.
Absolutely. So it's branding 4 success.com. So that's branding for success. And again, if you get the book tonight, within the first 48 hours, I will give you the free workbook that goes along with the book if you get it off the website, because I will know who you are. If you go to Amazon, I have no way to know who you are. But either way, get the book however you want to get it, because the nuggets in there are really something that you can hold on to for a long time. I mean, there's resources, there's power in that book.
There's power in the book that will change your life if you let it. I believe you. Let's all go over to the website. Let's first make sure the website works. I mean, sometimes, no offense, these technology sites don't work sometimes. So it's branding and then the 4 success.com. They're giving me a cue to make sure that we can get it. And you guys open up a browser. Let's go over there and take a look at the site. Let's see what the site looks like. All right, they're over at the site now. There it is. There it was able to pull up, and there it is. You're a branding expert. Look at that jacket. All right now. She said, when I show up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, our mission to help clients unleash the power of personal branding to achieve joy and success. I'm going to ask her, what's the difference between joy and what's the difference between success? Why don't you take a moment, just think about that, because it's right on your website. People might be wondering what's the difference between joy and success. So let's come back to that. Reputation to reward will not only take you on a journey, but it will also provide you with an opportunity to learn and to build. Okay, we like it. Okay, some folks say this is great. Okay, take a moment if you would, and I'll find the book. You said go to the
there
top.
There it is. You just passed it.
Okay, here we go. Okay. She knows his website better than I do, obviously, because it's my first time
right
here. There it is, reputation to reward. Take a moment, if you could, mastering your brand signature to earn more, lead more, win more. What's the difference between joy and success, which is in your mission statement? So, I guess it's a fair question, I hope.
Yeah. When you think about joy is a feeling that you get, right? Joy is more of an emotion, a feeling that you get. Success can bring joy, but there's other things that bring joy. That can be your personal life, your spiritual life, your financial life, because, if you got some money in your pocket, you feel pretty good about it. That makes you happy. But you think about success. Success is what you achieve, right? You achieve success. And those really, that can come organically, but oftentimes we chart that course for what we want our lives to look like. And we do. We set those goals, we set those milestones, and when we achieve that, that can be success. Now, success is one of those things that what it means to me may not be what it means to you, which is why I named the book what I did, Reputation to Reward. I started to name it Reputation to Revenue, but not everybody's money motivated. So when you think about it, whatever reward you desire to have, whether that's influence, whether that's power, whether that's a network, whether that's more customers, whether that's a better job, whether that's a, recognition for your expertise. You see where I'm going? You get to define it. That's the beauty of it. But it takes that strong brand to be able to connect with others, to be able to be seen in that light. And that's what's important. And one of the benefits, I did want to say this too, is when you think about being a company and having a company, a personal brand does a lot of good things for you. It helps you to raise money. And think about it, capital is important. And so to be able to, pull in investors and have people loan you money if you need money is an important thing. But also it helps to hire employees. Think about it. Today, where we sit, 70% of employers are out there on the web recruiting and looking for their next top talent. Entrepreneurs do the same thing. You look for your employees. And it's been proven that if you actually have a positive personal brand, your employees rally behind you and really are 20% more likely to stay at your company because of that. And that may not seem like a large number, but when you think about the cost of training an employee, you want to retain them, so retention is a big deal. So, these strategies that you can put in place are powerful. And the halo effect of the impact that they can have is really enormous. It's not just a one and done. That's why you stay in action. This is an evolving thing that can take you places that you'd never imagined. I know. I'm here on your show. I'm really doing things that I dreamed about, and now they're coming to reality.
Coming to reality. There's some folks I've been watching right now thinking, wow, I can't do what she does. She has it all. She has the family, the husband, the job, the dualpreneur thing going on. She got the book. She's changing life. Shay, was there ever a time that something didn't work for her? And how did she bounce back? And how did she able to come back? Or maybe, and in all fairness, she said I can ask whatever question I want, ladies and gentlemen. So that's really cool. And so they might be wondering, do you mind sharing a time where maybe things didn't go right? You look perfect. Everybody said, man, look at her website, look at her jacket. She's so cool. Do you mind sharing a time where maybe you tried something and it didn't work? And what lesson did you learn that you could share with us that we could benefit?
We'd be here all night. Let me just be clear about this. It is a journey that I'm not going to even pretend. It is a journey. And there have been so many things that happened. It was funny. I was in a meeting with some very influential people the other day, and they asked this question. I'm just going to put it to you like this. We all go through things. And this is, I'm going to say it in a snippet, and this is the truth. In 2016, I was rear-ended by a texting teenager at 45 miles an hour. My car was totaled. I was on my way to see my dying uncle. My uncle died 3 days later. They buried him on my birthday. 4 months later, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. He died. 4 months later, he was diagnosed with cancer. 5 months later, he was dead. The next thing I know, I had a boss that was coming for me because she just didn't like all the attention that I was getting and the awards and things of this nature. She made my life a living hell. I can tell you that. In the meantime, my mother was diagnosed with cancer, and I'm taking care of her today. And so when I tell you, you will go through some things, but having a faith and a belief and a positive brand, a strong brand, you can come back from that. You can persevere through that. That's the truth. Life happens, and it's not going to stop happening, but it's how we choose to react to it, how we set ourselves up to be prepared to deal with it, and the faith that we have along the way that makes it all relevant to the outcome a lot of times that we will achieve. So I'm not perfect by any means. My life is far from perfect. It's chaotic at best. But one of the things is I'm passionate about what I do. I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to be consistent and stay in action. That's the commitment I made. You can make that same commitment.
I love it. Do you mind sharing a mentor that you had along this journey and maybe one of the lessons you learned? So it could be any mentors. I know you had so many maybe along your life journey, but maybe you don't have to mention their name, but what's a lesson you learned from your mentors that you can share with us, the audience?
One of the things that I remember that sticks out with me that I share, because I do a lot of mentoring, and I had a gentleman tell me one time, and this was key. He said, sometimes as women, we go and we feel like we have to prove that we're smart and we prove that we're worthy and make sure that people can see us and know that we're here and we're present. But he told me something that stuck with me forever. He said, influential people are not concerned about being right. They're concerned about being effective. And that meant so much to me because I think that oftentimes we feel like we have to work twice as hard. We have to do this so much more. We have to prove this because we're not good enough. It's never enough. And I'm here to tell you today, stop it. Enough is enough. And at this point, you have to have the confidence in yourself to know that you're worthy and you can have whatever you choose to have if you're willing to put the work in and just stay in action and keep at it. You're going to have some hurdles, some obstacles, some turns and pivots, but you just keep it moving. You keep it moving.
I love it. I love it. What does Yolanda do for fun when she's not out saving the world? She's not out working hard. She's not out writing books. She's not out on shows. What do you do for fun?
Well, let's see. I love to entertain. They know I'm a social butterfly. So we have lots of parties and hang out and do great things like that. Traveling is a great thing of mine, and I'm a foodie. So, I'm dying. I haven't been to a restaurant in God knows when because of this. So, I love to travel. I'm a saltwater aquarium enthusiast. People know I actually been doing saltwater aquariums since 2002. So that's one of my things. I love the ocean. I love to swim. So I love to live life. I'm all about exploring new things. So I'm that adventurous when I'm game. Now, I'm probably at the age now, I'm not probably flying out too many helicopters and bungee jumping and all those sorts of things. But if you want to go somewhere and we can see the world and have some good wine and, a good time and conversation, I'm all there. I'm there.
Sign you up for that program, huh? Sign you up.
Absolutely. I am there. I've got great friends and my tribe is good, Yeah. It's in a good place. But you set yourself up for that. You put those people in your place. That's what a brand will do for you. It attracts. The law of attraction.
The law of attraction. I love it.
Yeah.
Tell the folks once again, how can they connect with you?
Yes, please connect with me on my website. You can actually send me an email. You can buy the book if you want. If you just want to have some conversation, I'll be happy to chat with you. Again, it's at brandingforsuccess.com. And I have a subscription where you can actually subscribe and get the newsletters and tips and things of that nature. But I definitely will call you back if you want to talk to me. And I do a lot of things. So I speak, I actually conduct and facilitate master classes and also do individual coaching. So you can connect. I'm here to help.
She's connected. She's here to help. You can find her at branding4success.com. Branding4success.com. You can do that. Well, let me first say thank you so much for being here on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. You have a heart to give. You have a heart to serve. So much energy. She's like, I'm ready. I came fired up. She was like right there, fired up, ready to go and pumped. And I'm going to encourage every single one of you to connect with her. She's someone that's available, again, to do these type of virtual interviews. She's someone available to come out and speak in your organization. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. I'm going to turn over to you, Yolanda. She agreed, ladies and gentlemen. It's so cool. She agreed to give her final thoughts or final comments. First, for everyone that's out there, do us a favor. Don't hold this message to yourself. We believe in the giver's economy. The person outgives the competition, out-earns the competition. So you can pay this message forward to another entrepreneur, to another business professional. Maybe it's not for you, but it's for somebody you know. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. And when you hit that share button, or hit the watch party button, whatever works for you. If you're doing the podcast, I know you can't do that, but you can still take the link and we share it. Just write serve, give value. That's exactly what she did today. Serve, and give value. And don't forget, go over to branding4success.com. Get the book. Don't get a book just for you. Get a copy for someone else. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you to have your final thoughts and comments. We appreciate you and appreciate every single one of you who are tuned in around. You are special. Over to you, Yolanda.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me on the show. This has been an absolute blast. I hope to come back some other time and we can entertain another topic. I want to thank the audience for tuning in, and just remember that, creating a positive personal brand is one of the single most important things you can do today. We live in a digital world where we can be connected by the touch of a button. If you choose to make positive and meaningful connections with people, if you want to grow your business, if you want to attract clients and customers and have the reputation and be known for the expertise that you have, build it, develop it, and master it, because it can serve you in so many ways, spiritually, personally, financially. I mean, from your professional standpoint, it can be a positive factor in your life holistically. Have a good evening.
A positive factor in your life holistically. Want to say a shout out to Eric. Thanks for joining. All of you. Jacqueline Taylor Adams, thanks a lot, by the way. Vicky Gray says, great interview. Can hardly wait to read my book. Make sure you buy it at the right place, by the way, so you get that bonus gift. What's up, Lewis Moore? My man is out there watching right now. Eric Heilich, you got to connect with the one and only. She's been married for a number of years. You're going to love her. Eric has a show called Marriage Can Win. So he's always looking for folks who are married and learning, doing what they do every single day. With that being said, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you join us here at the Happy Entrepreneurs Show. For others of us, come over and meet us over at Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe. That's where the magic happens. I want you to know that you are amazing and that today is your January 1st. You can have your brand signature. Isn't that cool? Today is your January 1st. You now understand that baby steps count or matter. And today is your January 1st, because the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best yet to come. With that being said, my name, for those folks who know who's doing all that screaming and yelling, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. Live in the moment and make it count. With that being said, God bless. We wish you success. Thanks a lot. You're a rock star. You matter. Talk to you guys later. We out. As they always say, peace.
promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Thank you. God bless.